Well, hello, and here we are again with another video. I'll keep it short and sweet because nobody wants to hear me drone on and on forever. Right behind me, you're seeing a big giant brain. Isn't that cool? And I'm not an expert. I'm not a neurosurgeon. I know nothing about psychology. I know nothing about brain surgery. I don't know the brain at all. But I do know that this represents the progressive state. That's the, oh, I gotta get my cheat sheet here. The progressive state, which is the executive state, as you see in this little portrayal. Progressive state is where most people are thinking. They're thinking about how to make a change in their life. They're thinking about good things. They're thinking about being just progressive, about their job, about their family, about who they love, about who they're worshiping, about anything. Most addicts and alcoholics, I am told by some very good addictionologists and counselors, by the way, that most alcoholics and addicts stay in that emotional state of mind where it's a limbic system thing. That's what it says here. And they're really looking to be loved. Will you just acknowledge me? Will you just respect my wishes, even though we're deep in the throngs of addiction or alcoholism? That's pretty much it. And if we get this little glimpse of love, we know everything's okay, so it's okay to keep using. It's that kind of thing. We'll be in a survival state where we're just going to work to, and coming back. And some people even call that a functioning alcoholic or addict. I don't even know what that means. I was one. If you call waking up all hungover, maybe you got an hour or two of sleep and you're still going to work and you're feeling good about it. That's functioning alcoholic. I don't think that's functioning at all. That's just existing. Oh, and some addicts and alcoholics, I'm one of them, they go into that survival state, that red area, where it's just fight or flight, and we've holed ourselves up in a motel room or in our bedrooms at home, and we're just drinking or drugging, and we really don't want to go outside. We really don't want to do anything, because we're just surviving, and we feel the urge physically and mentally to keep on using. So, lash it up to the disease thing. Man, has that created some controversy. That's not a disease. Cancer is a disease. Malaria, I don't know what else, diabetes. Wow. Everybody in this country gets so hung up on semantics. Is it a disease? Is it not? Is it, well, okay. Let's stop that madness and just say, if it's an allergy or a malady or a state of mind or an affliction, I know I have it. I know that things are going to get worse if I pick up a drink or if I do drugs again. I know it will. So I base my whole premise of recovery is on the disease model of alcoholism. There's that word again, disease model of alcoholism, body, mind, and spirit. Well, if over 74% of the treatment centers in the United States still apply the 12 steps in the disease model to this way of recovery, then sign me up. I'll be right there with you, And at least if it's not a disease, I can treat it like that because it meets all the criteria. The next slide you're seeing is a little picture of Ludwig von Drake. You see him up there analyzing Donald Duck's brain. I know I'm dating myself big time, and I sure hope I don't get sued by Disney for using this picture, but it seemed to be apropos there. So here it is. The simple, direct, unassuming, easy for all the armchair experts and naysayers to understand definition of disease goes like this, and this is right out of a dictionary. Disease, a condition of the living animal or plant body or one of its parts that impairs normal functioning and is typically manifested by distinguishing signs and symptoms. Sounds just like what I've got when I'm using. Wow. Signs and symptoms are I can't walk, I can't talk, I lose jobs, I lose relationships, I lose all that kind of stuff, and it progressively gets worse. So the bullet point number 1 is very, very important to me. It is progressive. It is extremely self-centered. I don't know any other disease, malady, excuse me, I'm stumbling on my words. Disease, allergy, malady, or condition that is this self-centered, where gimme, gimme, gimme is all I'm thinking about. Where am I going to get my next fix? And screw everybody else. And that goes against my spirit, that goes against my heart, and it's affecting me physically too. So wow, I'm kind of screwed up now. And it is progressive, it just gets worse. It is a choice. One of the things that that upsets me about people arguing this moot point of what addiction and alcoholism are is they think that the addict or alcoholic is going to play the victim role in this whole thing and say, well, Your Honor, when you go up for your 5th OWI, I have a disease, you see, and figure they're going to get a break. Or because we've gone and made some amend to somebody and said, we're sorry, we stole your $3,000 out of your sock drawer and went and used with it, that we don't have to pay it back, or that the sorry is going to cut it. That's not what this program's all about. Any one of the 12-step programs has 2 steps that deal with amends and how to rightly make them. We're not just saying we're sorry. We're going to own up to this, and that's what most people in recovery truly believe. Third on the list there, or 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth on the list there is it really is the only game in town. If you take the disease model and apply it to how many services are going to help you out with your addiction or your alcoholism, you've got your AODA counseling. You've got your court systems. You've got all the addictionologists, any kind of counseling that you want. They all revolve around this disease model in one way or the other. So it really is the only game in town. It's also the recovery groups that you're going to enter they don't argue the term disease or malady or allergy. They just know that. AA, for example, has known this was a disease or some affliction with the body, mind, and spirit for over 80 years now. And because it is a disease, I don't think there should be any stigma attached in it. I don't think there should be any question that somebody that has this problem sure needs a little bit of help, and it might be a little bit easier to reach them if you're not slamming some semantic idea of what you've got for this malady or allergy down their throats either. If they need help, they need love. That's all they can get. You don't have to enable them by giving them money or anything like that. There's certainly there are people you can call, and if you can't find anybody, you can holler back at me, and I'll help you find somebody in your area you can talk to. Back to the underneath Ludwig von Drake there. Oh, I'm going to make an attempt at this. This is what the AMA stamps alcoholism. Alcoholism is a disease with a known pathology and an established biomolecular single transduction pathway which culminates in delta FOSB overexpression within the D1 type medium spiny neurons of the nucleus accumbens. When this overexpression occurs, delta FOSB induces the addictive state. For me, it goes like this. If I smoke a joint, or if I have a shot, okay, boing, there's going to be something that happens in my brain that makes me think, how can I successfully use and still love myself and still love you and go on my merry way? The AA Big Book calls it in drink like a gentleman. I don't think I can, and I don't think I want to do that. Therefore, if I take care of my malady, allergy, or disease every day, I have a better chance of making it through the day. Again, I'm not going to slam anybody that argues this because it's pointless. I know people are frustrated with maybe a friend or a family member, somebody they love, and they've completely turned their back on you, and they don't want anything to do with you anymore because they've run out of use for you. I understand all this. I get it. I love you. I want you to make it. If you're watching this video and you're just struggling with trying to find out who you are and you've started to realize that this drinking, this drugging thing is not working for me anymore, give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. I don't do the Facebook thing yet. I don't do any blogging or anything like that on this website. So just give me a call. Give me a call and tell me how you're doing. And if you need services in your community, your area, I don't care if you don't live up in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, I'll find them for you. That's what I'm all about. I'm Jay Wentworth, I'm in long-term recovery, and thanks for listening to my little dissertation on disease. Catch you later.